Hello, Todd Bog here with Breaking the Stream, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Sunless Sea. Where we last left off, we visited the town of Visage here, which was very interesting because you all played acts. You were all actors in a grand play, and your performance was based on the mask you wore. So we kind of went through there. We did our performance, and I think we performed fairly well, all told. So it was definitely interesting. And if I find myself back here in the future, I may definitely try different parts to see what happens. So definitely cool. But with that, we're going to go ahead and let's see. Just make sure there was no shops. Yep. We're going to take a look at our map here. So this is where we're at right now. I think we're going to continue our travels. We're going to kind of work our way back to our friends in London to turn in some of these reports that we have and use that to do some repairs and to get fuel and everything like that. So we'll just continue exploring though. We're definitely not done with that, but we are running a little lower than I want to be if I'm going to be doing some deep exploring. So with that though, we'll go ahead and start on this side here. Hopefully a friend there won't attack us. And we'll see what we find out in the wilderness here. So, oh yeah, and our terror is getting a little higher, so I'm a little concerned about that as well. So we're gonna have to keep this light on for sure. Just double checking. We'll send out our Z-Bat, which does look like a mustache. So I thought it was a mustache when I first started playing the game. And given the flavor and the nature of it. See, a baked breeze rises, the improbable scent of stone out of some distant desert. You're close to the salt lions. So, oh, there's definitely something here. Salt lions. So, but yeah, given the artwork and style, maybe it would be some sort of thing. Okay. Pressing the HQ will blow your horn. It has no useful function, may provoke nearby Z-beasts or hostile vessels. Okay. Not really like a super obvious horn, but let's take a look just to make sure. Yep, that's where the salt lions are. So we got this crazy statue here. I don't know what this is. Definitely some interesting constructs. Trying to navigate. So yeah, it does seem like we're going pretty slow, and I know let's try and stay away from whatever that is. I know obviously you'd want to go a little faster if you can, if that's an option. But it's kind of a trap in this game because if you go faster, you have a bigger engine, you use up more fuel, and you start putting yourself in a worse and worse spot. So we'll go to Zealport here. Discover the salt lions and Zealport. So generally speaking, you want to save the engine upgrades for later once you're rolling in the money here. So in the echoes as they call them. All right, salt lions. I think we came here once before because this looks familiar here. So yeah, two basalt beasts, cathedral sized. So they frown eternally at each other across the black ways. The north wind carries an encampment. Creeping human figures eat away at its feature like rots. Picking. There's a supply dock below. So we got the Unmakers. So we've got an unctuous overseer beckons you to sit, and then we can compile a port report. So let's just do the port report first. Record the activities of the Unmakers such as they are. Rite of stone and silence. Okay, so we got that. So that's useful. We're going to go ahead and visit the Unmakers. So let's see. Fungal, tisane, and tea cakes. We got funding from the bazaar, it's true, but Station 4, I wouldn't call it Station 4. It's a little grandiose. The stones are all stuffed with secrets, but most of them are used as garden statuary or occult ballast. Most of them. Some go down to the place under the bazaar. More tea cakes? So we lost 5 terror. Awesome. That's all for now, and I gained a fragment. Okay. That's pretty much all we can do. We could carry Sphinx Stone to London if we had 200 echoes and 20 units of cargo space. That would be something we could look at doing. It may be worthwhile. So, okay. Let's see what shops they have. None. All right. So I think we're already done here. I'm gonna kind of roll around this way to get to London so I can see if we find anything new for sure. So send out the old Z-Bat. That thing. Let's see. No islands. We fed the crew. Okay. This thing is worth food or supplies, so I may just want to set up in battle here. The crawling stars. The lookout shouts. Far above, the false star in the cavern roofs. The false stars in the cavern roof are shifting in a rare, ominous event. What now? So we could record the change and assign a name. If a new shape seems well omened, your crew may be cheered. Who knows? It's 50-50 chance. Or eyes on the deck. Forbid them to look. You can't really stop them, but you can at least discourage discussion. They won't like it, but it's safer. I want to see what happens. The Z-Bat. Bats is luck, a gap-toothed stoker of heirs. All agree. Leathery but lucky. You were fortunate. Awesome. You lost 5 terror, so okay. Not bad. Alright, let's keep that thing in our sights. Keep it as far away as possible. Oh, it submerged. That's what it did. Alright, so we managed to get it without dying, so it's awesome. Or without getting hit. Okay, Gilliflora's friend. We can eat it. Let's see. Watch its oil rainbow's colors fade. And this one is unlocked because we had the port report for Visage. Or we can scoop it up and eat it. And I think I need the supplies more right now, so... Oh! A spreading stain. It's gone. You're left with gooey gloves and a buttery smell. And this purple thing. Is it an egg? A heart? A less fortunate traveler dissolved and shriveled to mauve ruin? Put it somewhere safe. So I now have strange catch. Might be a sort of fish, but best not look too closely. Interesting. Okay, well, there's Wilbert's Abyss. Alright. We've met the Abyss before. Alright, screw it. We're going to go a little further afield here. Send out our Z-Bat friend. Pigmote Island. Some ways to the north. Okay, let's do that. I don't know if we've done that one before. Okay, we got ourselves a port here. Saints Haven. Okay. Creeple tendrils of fungal. Discovered Pigmote Island. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Alright, Pigmote Isle. 2 houses, both alike in dignity. Okay. On a lonely desert beach. There's no habitation in sight, no market, only an old rotting dock. A stretch of sand thickens into damp, black earth from which sprouts stunted palms? Not quite. Tall fungal growth with frond-like caps, as if someone had sculpted the idea of a tree from a mushroom. Alright, so let's disembark. War? As you step onto the quay, you hear clamors, shouts, and shooting. You can see, off in the distance, smoke rising from beyond the hill and dots of fire flecking the horizon. 2 tiny figures stand a little further down the quay, unmoving, as if awaiting your approach. A literary interlude. The following is an extract from the popular Diary of the Z Captain from London to Irem and what we did there before we arrived. Washed ashore on Mutton Island, subsequently serialized in an unexpurgated gazette. The author's identity remains unknown. The Tale of Pigmote Island, in which a delegation is made, a choice is presented, war is declared, a most singular treasure is sought by all, and a new empire is founded with tooth and claw. Alright, looks like quite a story here. Chapter 1, The Delegation. The figures were rodents. To my left was Radis Faber, wearing goggles, a blacksmith's apron, and an assortment of tools. To my right, an unusually large guinea pig, wearing a helmet and breastplate reminiscent of nothing so much as the high Middle Ages. The rat stepped forward first and bowed. Welcome, Captain, to Rat Star Island. I am Edgar, 2nd Chief Engineer of the 3rd Rat Brigade. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice. The rat steps back at precisely the same moment with what appears to be the ease of long habit. A guinea pig scuttled forward and made a declamatory chirp. Welcome, Captain, to the Isle of Cavia. I'm a Lady Augusta Davaro Switch of the Blackwater Switches, seneschal to the King Gracenall, first of his name. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice. The two stood at attention, looking at me expectantly. Alright, interesting. So we got a guinea pig, and we've got a Radis Faber. So I have to make a choice here. Interesting. Let's see. Eyes had a wave cold glint to them, and he wore the scars like jewels. Armored guinea pig looks regal. It's tough. Since I'm an urchin, I would think we would be against, or less inclined to go with regalness. So we're going to go with the chief engineer. Excuse me. A rat in the making. I asked the chief engineer to elaborate. He looked at me for a long, measured moment before speaking gruffly. We came to this island to make a home for ourselves away from London, its cats and snuffers, its rat-skin suits. We came to live as citizens of our own republic. We came with our tools, our teeth, our clever hands, and we made a beautiful city by the light of the rat star that shone bright and blue on Mount Ararat. The chief engineer nodded towards the distant hill. One day we braved the depths of the chicken woods, and from the top of Mount Ararat we plucked the rat star to be our light, our beacon. But the pigs of Cave saw the light, and they lusted for it. They sent armies to rule us and steal our star. We will not permit them to take what is ours. We will resist to our last breath. Will you join us in defeating them? All right. Oh, I guess we get to speak to both of them. That's good. Spoke to the armored guinea pig, so a night out of habit. The seneschal clears her throat with a delicacy to rival the Duchess's own before speaking. Gracenall, the king, our lord and sovereign, full 7 months had sojourned at sea, conquered this land and won the southern main. Now no fortress against him shall remain, no city walls be left for him to gain, save the rats that squeaky behind mountain. Unlikely was the lamb of our deliverance, assured shall be our glory and their fall, when our lady's eye restored to be our hall. The seneschal composed herself, then added, We saw truth and beauty by the light of our lady's eye on Mount Caveat, but the rats, with their guns and their chatter and their peasant politics, stole it from us. We will subjugate them and take it back. They are rabble, and we will rule them with the steel-shod velvet of our paws. Will you join us? Yeah. Let's make our choice here. I mean, we could attempt to broker peace. But the chief engineer was grumpy but honest. And we also know what weapons can do. Was it her charm or fondness for London's rat-skin coats that swayed me? Perhaps a little of both. Definitely doesn't sound like my character. So we're going to go with our chief engineer. A friend to the rats. I extended a finger to the chief engineer, who shook it grimly. Seneschal hissed and shattered her teeth in disgust, but kept her distance. You made the right choice, said the chief engineer. Let me show you around. Gain fuel, supply, and occurrence. Your memoirs. A rat in the making. Quality is now 1. You chose to help the rats. Okay. Wow. Okay. The chief engineer led me to the northern side of the island, skirting the chicken woods. We passed through a number of what can only be termed checkpoints, as fierce-eyed rats shouldered their derringers and saluted the chief engineer. Soon we come across a small convoy, smaller than some of the infestations I had encountered in London flats. Perhaps only 50 Radis Faber altogether, working diligently to fortify their side of the island. First thing I noticed was a brilliant light, beaming from a stump of chickenwood about 6 feet high. It bathed the whole settlement in a clean blue glow and was almost too bright to look at. By its light I could see several raised mounds of earth, suggesting shallow tunnels. An efficient fishing operation was set up by the water, an albino rat mending nets while others stabbing sharpened sticks into the waves. Further inland was a barracks, where a sergeant barked drill at a small squadron of fighters. My arrival drew attention, and several rats paused in their work and looked at me curiously. Welcome to Marinia, says the chief engineer, voice warm with pride. It's not much to look at, but it'll be once we rousted the cavies. Take a stroll around while I summon the war council. With that, he vanished into one of the mountains and left me to explore. So I can visit the rat barracks, take a look at the rat star, head down to the beach, and finish my exploration. So I visited the rat barracks. The drill sergeant appears to be sizing me up. Were the few rats around her really all she had to launch an attack? I approached the drill sergeant and went so far as to salute her, which earned me a grunt of satisfaction. Sergeant dismissed her troops and offered me a bit of chickenwood jerky to gnaw on. There's more of us below, she explained, but not enough. The cavies are big and there's more of them. We're better with weapons, but I haven't got the stuff to make with. make 'em with. Most of us came here as stowaways and brought nothing but food, tools, and the fur on our back. We can fish, and we nibble the chicken woods, but we can't make guns out of trees. Cabbies came with their own steamer and seem to have endless supplies. We raid them sometimes, but there's so few of us, we can never hold on to territory gained for long. But that's no consequence. All we want is to be left in peace and build our republic in the Rat Star. She added thoughtfully after a moment. Of course we want that too. Alright. Take a closer look at the Rat Star. An excitable-looking rat was peering at it through smoky goggles, twitching her whiskers and making notes on what appeared to be real paper. Blue as a sapphire, but endlessly more brilliant. It's not a star, of course. Not really. But try explaining that to the others. The chief engineer doesn't want to be working too hard to convince them. Says this is better for morale, but just look at it. Look! She offered me her goggles. I managed to work them over just enough to one of my eyes to see the truth of what she was studying. It was scintalic, but unlike any I've seen before. Blue as a sapphire, but more brilliant. Something about the clarity of its color was tremendously soothing. The chief science officer tittered with pleasure as I handed her goggles back. Those of us who have been with the Cabby side of the island and lived to tell of it say that there's plenty of glow there, but plenty of bright in the water all around, but nothing like this. We took this from the island center, Mount Ararat, only it's not a mountain, of course, any more than this is a star. It's hollow. There's sweet water inside and the corals crawling up all the walls, but none of that glow to save this. It's now ours and no one can take it from us. Okay, interesting. So this thing is quite special and has caused a war, so... let's go see what the rat's mending nets are doing. An albino rat smiles at me from his mending work, looking dainty and a little shy. Chicken wood floats, especially when it's dried out and sealed, so we're able to paddle out a bit and cast our nets. We come up with all sorts of things. Blind fish, crabs, sometimes a chunk of broken tentacle. But the fishing would never be so good without the Rat Star, he beamed. I think it only draws good fish and keeps the scary ones at bay. I know the chief science officer doesn't believe it, but I do. That light is our livelihood. All right. Looks like it's time for the bells of war to ring. I was summoned. Chief Engineer emerges from underground with a motley assortment of other rats. He introduces them as weapons experts, strategists, and field commanders. So you're going to help us beat the Cabbies, he said in a hard edge to his voice. But how exactly? So I can offer my strategic assistance, which is my Veil's quality, which will allow us to engineer distractions so that the LBs can use to plunder the Cabby ship and turn the tide in their favor, or take the lead with my Iron quality. But we're going to try Veil's. Alright. Weighed and found wanting. We pretended to take a rat hostage and approached the Cabbies as with a gift, demanding an audience with the Seneschal. A battalion encircled us immediately. Their armor and helmets clanked as they purred and chattered amongst themselves. Well, well, said the Seneschal, regarding me with what was supposed to be a smile. A reversal of fortune? How unlikely. I suppose you will have no trouble slitting this savage's throat on our behalf. My fraction of a moment's hesitation was all the confirmation the Seneschal needed. See to the ship, she snapped, and half the party scurried to intercept the rat skulking aboard, screaming war cries that curdled my blood. As for you, the Seneschal sweetly, thank you very kindly for your gift. I assure you it's most graciously received. More swiftly than I would have thought possible, the Seneschal leapt onto the rat I had bound and sank her incisors into her chest. I escaped with my life, but found myself unable to forget how the rat screamed and writhed while the Seneschal raised her face to me again, his liver gleaming obscenely in her mouth. Ah, we failed. I did gain 5 terror. We can try it again. Gain 5 more terror. It's 76% chance. Come on. There we go. Only killed a bunch of rats. Okay. That's unfortunate, but, it did let us. So, questing beasts. I dressed up as one of me sailors in a mess of shabby cloth smeared with prisoner's honey and instructed him to roll around in the black earth of the island. Soon we had a glorious mud monster sent thrashing through the chicken woods towards the Cabbies. Distraction worked perfectly. The Cabbies diverted their forces towards our makeshift beasts, leaving the rats with very little opposition as they plundered the grounded ship. They returned triumphant, as did my sailor, laughing, having led the Cabbies on a merry chase. Within a few hours, the rats' diligence had resulted in the building of a remarkable cache of weapons with which they successfully routed their enemies. The rats, ever egalitarian, shared their spoils in addition to the promise of food and fuel. So we succeeded. Hail Marinia, 2 houses alike in dignity. That is saying much, mind. An occurrence, might quality is now 4, vulnerable. Civilization quality is 5, unexceptional. Spirit quality, conflicted. I have 4 bales of parabola linen, 1 skintilac, and 10 fuel. Amazing. Okay. Scintillac, a coral that glimmers as if moonlight. It makes marvelous jewelry or terribly expensive tea. So, interesting. All right, a nation is born. The house of Cavi has fallen. Marinia was triumphant, and all that remains were the celebrations and the continuation of our voyage. Oh, how we feasted long into the night. Then, let's see. We could get ourselves a Ratus Faber. Right now we need a cook and a chief engineer, so I wonder if it would be a chief engineer. I interceded on behalf of the Cavies. They were crushed, defeated. I could see their spirits broken without the light of the rat star to guide them. They need an advocate. Or we can leave. Let's see if we got an albino tinkerer, and I lost one Pygmote Isle civilization. So, welcome aboard. The chief engineer couldn't leave his colony, but he relayed my request to the people. The albino rat I saw mending nets shyly stepped forward. I'm good at fixing things, he said earnestly, and I like to see more of the world. I waited for him to gather up some effects and say goodbye to his family before accompanying him on board. Cool. Do we want to intercede on behalf of the Cabbies? At this point, I don't think that's a thing we will do. It's not something that we would want to do after seeing what we saw in our failed Veils attempt. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. All right, you've eaten our fill of business is concluded. It was time to continue our voyage and see what wonders and terrors await us. So as you can see, it got rid of our hunger, which I was hoping it would do. There, you finish your diary entry, and the final dregs of the rat surprising good wine. They line up to salute you as you leave the victory banquet and escorted you to your ship through the foundations of the new republic. I now have a port report. My hunger quality is gone, and a new nation has been founded. All right, so we can take a look. No shops. We need to look at our officers. It's a mascot, of course, which is what we don't need right now. Okay. But we do have that 19 fuel, so how much room do we have? We're almost maxed out on cargo, so at this point, we've got some great things we can sell. Casa mushroom wine, parabola linen, scintillac. I don't know if that's used for anything. So, all right. So, with that, we'll go ahead and launch ourselves. Let's just take a look at our map. Yeah, we'll kind of just cut through here and see what we get. So, go ahead and launch. We'll head to London. Again, because our terror is getting pretty high, want to make sure that we get back before that happens. That's apparently the ship that the pigs had. Okay, good. So let's turn our light out. Turn on combat. So by turning our light out, they won't be able to see us. So we'll... There we go. I had to choose it as a target. Take us longer to do the shot, but it's going to look for us. As you can see, it's got the question mark, so it doesn't know where we're at. Ah, it's spotted us. See, it lost us in the dark again. So we just need one more shot. Ah, damn it. Suffered 8 damage. So we're going to turn on our light at this point. Okay. I discovered a gilliflora from the snares. Alright. So, at this point, I kind of want to do this one, but supplies are just so worth it. Yeah, for now, we're so broke. So we scooped it up and turned it into supplies there. Alright, let's hit the Z button. Crab cake. Mutton Island, some distance to the west. Okay, cool. So we got another island over here. Mutton Island. Give me a docking point. It looks like, yep, right down there. Excellent. Quaker's Haven. dock. Alright. So, fires on the hillside. Quaker's Haven. Once this simple fishing village was part of London's suburbs before London fell and the waters rushed in. Smoke spirals from the cottage chimneys. A lonely hill rises behind the town. So, we've got a few different options. Let's start with... we can buy fuel. 20 Echo. Interesting. Okay, well, let's go through, I guess, in order. I was thinking there would be a... yeah, these are just more expensive. Because they don't have shops, right? Okay. So I was thinking this would have a port report, but it may not. So we got drinks at the Cock and Magpie. There's only one public house in the island, and it's famed for its local cider and, of course, the seafood. So it would be 20 echoes, and we can probably reduce our terror. We can explore the shore, which will be something we probably will do. And pick up a wretched Mog. Yellow-eyed, mangy, piebald thing. Winds around your ankle like a manacle chain. You've never seen a cat's mouth open that wide. Presumably it's hungry. It's a mascot. Nope. Don't need another mascot, and that would cost me 3 supplies. Would love to have a cat, but not for 3 supplies. Sorry, dude. Chat to the fishermen. They sail the Z around the island. They mend their nets by the harbor. They see all that happens here, but you need coin to open their mouths. So 1 echo, and this gives us our port report, actually. Or visit the hilltop above the village. It's a straightforward challenge, so a 92% chance. There's not much wind in the Entry, but Mutton Island suffers eerie gusts and buffets from an inexplicable local fragment of weather, and the air on the hilltop sometimes carries interesting scents. Alright, so we got a lot of interesting ideas here, but let's chat with the fishermen, get that port report. Let's see. Little ships and little secrets. Pirates plying the waves. Smugglers at their work. Connate ships putting in to resupply. Nothing dramatic, but enough to interest the Admiralty. So I lost an echo, and I got that report. Alright. So explore the shore or visit the hilltop. And I think I want to visit the hilltop. Let's see. There's not much wind. Oh, yeah, we read that one. Toasting the wind. As you stand on the cliff top, looking over the little village, smoke from the chimney of the Cock and Magpie drifts straight upward. As you watch, the smoke tilts. The sudden wind thins it to a pencil smudge, then nothing. The wind screams unexpectedly, like a god cut in half. What a noise! It must be the caves around the island channeling the air. At least, that's the most comforting explanation. Below you, the locals each take nips from the shared flask and make a toast towards the mainland wind, and the wind is a southerly. You've succeeded in a page's challenge. You've gained 2 terror. You've gained 21 fragments, and that's all for now. Okay. And then I can't take that stroll along the beach because it was one or the other. So don't need the wretched Mog. Don't need the supplies or anything like that. So I think we're good here. All right. Let's take a look at our map. So there is a port here. I think that's just our friends at sea, but we'll head there first, and then we'll see where we get. And then after that, we will indeed go to London, because we have to empty our hold anyways. Don't have much space. It's kind of neat. I do love the art style here. Partly kind of reminds me of, like, say, Dungeons and Dragons, kind of like overhead maps. But there's so many cool things that happen with that. It's pretty neat. Alright. Bad Stevener's Abyss. We'll go ahead and visit our friends here. The Lightship. Twice the price. Yeah, I don't need it. And I don't have any recent news. And there's no shops. Okay. Pretty much what I thought. Hunter's Keep, but no, we're gonna launch our way over to Paul in London here. Turn off our lights. Okay. Do a little bit of min-maxing there. It's all lit up here, so we don't need our light. Save some fuel. Okay, welcome back to London. It's like our new home, right? So, got a few things to do here, so we're going to go ahead and do those real quick. First, let's talk to our admiral friend. We can submit our port reports, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's see. So, and what's the day-to-day like on those further things? Yep, trade them here. Okay. Well, you've been there, I suppose. You may as well hear about it. The fee is nominal, though, so the command canal is not really a lot. So we're going to do that. 5 echoes. Okay, that's not bad. Pigmote Island. I'm not certain I heard you correctly. All right, so we got rid of that. We gained 10 echoes. Are you quite certain that this report you wish to make? So be it. You gained 1 favor. New accomplishment, surveyed Pigmote Island, and I gained a fuel. Awesome. As a matter of fact, at this point, I probably need to sell some things. So let's sell the Skintilac. Oh, 70 echoes. That's really good. It's probably there are probably places I can sell things for more from, but and these are worth 60 each, huh? Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get much better than that, but 515 echoes. Oh, that's nice. That is very nice. Okay. So we got fuel and supplies right now taking up our hold. I wanted to do that first before we finished up with our admiral friend. Such wealth. You earned enough echoes to buy better equipment for your ship. So, yep. A new engine or deck weapon would be a good first purchase. So we'll worry about that in just a bit. So 1 point of fuel, 1 point of favor will get you 2 to 3 fuel. That's not bad, but let's finish supporting or submitting our reports. Iron Republic. Excuse me. I need to unlock this and this. Oops. And this. Could you place your report inside? Yes. I imagine someone will read it eventually. There's always someone. Probably because it makes you go crazy. So you get 10 echoes. You lose terror. Wait. This is blank. Yes. Both sides. No. I assure you. No. I know these things happen in the Republic. Consider this an ex gratia payment to cover your costs. Okay. And I gained a fuel. Awesome. Isle of Cats. And what does the so-called Pirate King have to say for himself these days? Report submitted. Yes, well, we did rather know about his rose gardens. Not good news, but they're prospering, though. Really should have nipped it in the, if you'll allow me, bud. And trade with the Khanate? With the Iron Republic? Bother. I may have to have a meeting about this. So we gained another Admiralty favor. 30 echoes for that one. Port report. You've new accomplishment surveyed and 1 fuel. Awesome. So Visage. Ah, the island that looks up. I don't suppose you found out what it's staring at. All right. 40 more echoes. We're just rolling in it now. So, and gained another fuel. So we got plenty of fuel now. So we can do some long travels in our next video. Grand Geode. Yes, of course. We're generally quite well informed on that topic. But since you're here, perhaps you may well let us know what your impressions were. So, the Admiral will take notes scrupulously, but with an expression of mild terror, like a novice vivisector wincing with the scalpel. The rest of the office studiously busies themselves with other tasks. 10 echoes, fuel, and another favor. Salt Lions. Bazaar has always taken an interest in that place. So, 20 echoes, a fuel, port report, Salt Lions, another Admiralty favor. Quaker's Haven. Been trying the original rubbery lumps, have we? Gained 5 echoes, a favor, and a visit to Quaker Haven has been confirmed by the Admiralty Records Office and a fuel. So we're at 23 fuel now. Asked to speak to him. Yeah, so let's do that. Okay. So we're doing pretty well on fuel now, for sure. We've got money to spend, so we'll take a look at what we can do to upgrade. Submit your port reports. We did that. Ask what he needs. I think we already know that, but let's do that. Visit a port. We'll be interested in the port report. Visit place of particular interest. We'll be interested in strategic information. All right, so yeah. That's pretty much what we knew. Okay, so that's been completed. Let's go back to my lodgings. We're going to go ahead and read the morning paper. Echo Bazaar, that enigmatic marketplace, has increased its tax on love stories. The traitorous empress has forbidden singing in the streets outside her palace. The anarchists of the Calendar Council have inexplicably dynamited a drinking fountain. So, yeah, nothing different here. So, but we got the recent news we can trade later. So we can rest in the room, which will cost us 10 echoes. It reduces our terror, which I think might be a good idea. Alright, 10 echoes. I lost 1 terror, and I have a restful night. The light, it's pretty. Alright. The rats keep you awake at night with their muttering and skirmishing, but the bed is warm, and the door has a lock. So, okay, 10 was not great for 1 terror reduction. Let's see. I should have visited the Rose Market first to see if there was something they wanted. Long boxes, live specimens, and that's it. So, okay. Collections. Alarming Scholar. Oh yeah, so we've got some items here. A Memory of Distant Shores. So we have that, so we can hit go. And we sold it for 10 echo, and we gained favor. The Alarming Scholar listens. Tears well in the depths of those shining, or is it blazing, eyes. They overflow, splashing onto the desk blotter. Stop, she sobs as last. This is too beautiful. Allow me to bring the macabre memories. I wish each individual tone recalled. So, okay. Strange catch. That's what we got from our squid friend, or what was it? Jellyfish friend. Scholar circles your specimen jar, tapping at the glass with a variety of tools: screwdriver, magnet, scrutinizer, tuning fork, cleansing knife, and a sort of slotted spoon. This will keep them going for weeks. He says half to himself. We dine at the high table tonight, I think. All right. Gain 10 echoes. 1 change point. 2 more needed to reach level 3. Got it. Okay. We have our captivating treasure. Shiny, and you polished it before you brought it in, so it's even shinier today. Oh my. Teeth bared in a hungry grin. There's something odd about those teeth, as if there were too many of them. This will make quite a dent in my acquisitions budget, but it's worth it. Yes, worth it. 1,000 echoes. Amazing. Okay. Favors increased to 3, and yeah, gained a fragment. So, awesome. I have 1 extraordinary implication, so I could offer that to him, but we will take a look at that maybe later. Okay, and then London itself. Crew, we're doing okay. You want to keep about half crew or higher, otherwise you lose speed, but you don't want to go to max crew because they just eat more food and you don't get any benefits from it. So we got a new recruit who awaits. Someone wants to sign on later visits, different officers. So engage an officer. They're Presbyterate adventurous. Afternoon, citizen. Looking for a gunnery officer? No. So we'll go ahead and skip that one. Maybe daughter. Let's see, what are you? Engineer. Okay. Chief engineer we do need. So that might be good. Or engage a Zailer, so that'll just be simple 1 crew. Okay. So this is 30 echoes. At the end of the rotting dock, a woman perches on a suitcase. Both she and the suitcase are noticeably cleaner than everything else in view. Hello. Where are you headed? On second thought, I don't mind. Can I come aboard? Yes, I'm an engineer, but I'm an engineer in a hurry. Yeah, let's do it. Welcome aboard. If anyone comes looking for me, well, I'm not accepting callers. Can I trust you to pass that on? You don't want them distracting me from my duties. All right. So I have no more recruits for the moment. Let's go to our journal. No, not journal. Officers. And +6 fails, +3 iron, +100 engine power. Okay, well, we're going to go a little faster, and we're going to use up a little more fuel, I guess. So, not the worst thing in the world. All right. What else we got? We did the Rose Market. Dry dock. This is what we want to do. All right. It's a tough challenge, huh? Ledbetter and Stain Range Shipyard. No. Admiralty Yard. So this will completely repair your hull. Cost me 25 echoes and 3 favors, huh? Yeah, let's do it. Alright. Hull quality is now 75. Amazing. Alright. So we got ourselves repaired. Perhaps not. Labyrinth of Tigers. Harlot Fry is what they're looking for. Or I can purchase a live specimen, but I think that is pretty much, yeah, long boxes and live specimens. What would he give? Okay. Question, right? All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and call it. We did run a little later with this one, but we did have a lot to do when we got back to London. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. I definitely am enjoying playing through this. There's definitely been some interesting stuff. So today we managed to just create a new empire of Radis Fabers by helping them defeat their pig enemies. So kind of cool. And then we sold some stuff. We got a lot of echoes, and we're going to probably take a look at using those echoes next video. So as always, if you did enjoy the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It means a lot to me. I'm enjoying playing through this, and I hope you guys are enjoying watching it. So with that, I'll bid you guys farewell.